Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be something that I've been planning on doing for over a year now. I had this concept in my head of doing a sunset eye, but do it in a more unique way. Sunset eyes are very popular, obviously, and I have done a couple in the past, whether it was for Instagram or other social media, but I wanted to do something a little bit different that I haven't really seen from people, and I wanted to kind of stay true to a sunset eye. During the winter months, I was traveling a lot via train and stuff like that, and it would be late at night, and I was able to really see the sunset every single day. So I kind of mapped out how they look, and I noticed that they use it was like a lot of darkness up top, and then all of a sudden it would go into like yellows and oranges and pinks right down to the sun. So I kind of was looking at it and this is something that I haven't really seen. I feel like we have a certain layer of what a sunset eye looks like, but I never really see any of this kind of concept going on. So kind of tried to replicate how I see a sunset, and also obviously incorporate the fun pinks and stuff like that. I also tried to do something that was focused on where I come from, which is the city, and when I see a sunset I notice that the buildings and the trees and everything like that have this dark blue hue to them, so I wanted to represent that by the eyeliner. And I'm explaining all of this because I feel like this is a sunset eye, but it could also be taken as a pride look, because June is Pride Month, and I wanted to kind of represent both of what I wanted to do with the sunset eye, but also do a rainbow look for the time period that we're in right now. I think that it's very important to do looks like this and help represent the people that aren't very represented, especially here on YouTube. So I wanted to show you guys how you could replicate it in any type of way that you want to. So if you want to figure out how I got this look, then please keep on watching. Okay, so I did one eye off camera like I usually do, just with no lashes or anything, just because this was going to be really challenging for me and I wanted to see how it was going to go. Yep, I just have one eye done already and we're just gonna get going. So I should also mention that I'm not going to be showing my face makeup today because I feel like it's just going to take too long and I'd rather just focus on the eye look. So unfortunately I'm not doing that today. All the products that I use today will be in the description box. I'm primarily going to be using the Morphe 35B. I've been using this a lot lately, and in a lot of my colorful tutorials I use this, but fortunately one of the colors that I will be using today is going to be Axis, and that's the only color that I'll be using from the Subculture palette. I know that this is a palette that not everybody likes or people returned and stuff like that, so as long as you have a deep blue that's kind of giving a hint of navy with a little bit of green in it, then you'll be fine. I just wanted to have something that was a little bit deeper and more pigmented, and also a little bit on the green side to kind of give that green tint, because I wasn't going to use a green color for this. So yeah, that's the only color that's a little bit outside of what I expect people to have. So unfortunately, yeah, I'm using that, but that's the only other color. So I'm taking this e.l.f. small precision brush and the shade Axis from the Subculture palette. Oh, I have to do the tape. I always forget the tape. Yeah, so if you're wondering how I got this swoop over here, I just take a little piece of Scotch tape, and then I put it on the back of my hand just so that it's not too sticky when I put it near my eye, because the eye is very sensitive and you want to make sure that you're protecting it. So I'm just going to try my best to line this up. I wanted something that was a little bit past my eyebrows, so I'm trying to angle it the same way. This could take anywhere from right away to 25 minutes, but I think I got it right. When I had it on this side, my eye was this eye now feels so I think that we're good. Now to actually take Axis, I'm just taking that on the small precision brush, and I'm just going to carve out my crease the way that I would with concealer, but I'm doing it with the shadow just as a first layer. Just right above my crease, if I look like this, then you could still kind of see it. So it's slightly above my crease, but still kind of hiding it. And then when I get a little bit past my brow bone, I kind of just swoop it up. Not too big of a curve, because that's not the type of look that I wanted, but you could do it whatever way that you want. I kind of trying to emulate a rainbow shape, but really I'm also trying to hug the natural shape of my eye. Okay, so there's still a little bit of shadow on my brush, so I'm just going to wipe a little bit of it away, just so that I could blend this shade out a little bit with the same brush, just so that it's not too harsh, because this color can be difficult to blend out, so I want to make sure that I start blending it right away. So it's not completely blended out, but it is a little bit less severe, so that it's going to make the other colors blend on top of it a little bit better. So I'm going in now with this C163 Oval Fluff / crease brush, and I'm using the fluff side, and I'm taking the blue right here, And I'm just going to heavily blend that out all the way out past my eyebrow. And don't be afraid to blend this up as high as you can, because the next color I'm going in with is kind of a lavender, and I wanted them to kind of like be a little bit like separate from each other but still kind of blend together. So I'm trying to make sure that I blend it up a little bit higher, because it would suck to have to go in like 12 times with the same color for no reason. Now I'm going to take my Morphe M411 and then this lavender shade, and I'm going to kind of do the same thing, just blend it right on top of that blue shade. I'm starting slow at first and then going to build it up, because once again I don't want those two colors to muddy up together too much, and I want them to kind of stand out on their own. So I'm just slowly building up the color so that I could blend it and then add it on top so that it looks like its own significant color. And just to re-emphasize the darkest color, I'm going to go in with the precision brush one more time and then the shade Axis, and just reinforcing that line a little bit more. And then one more time with the light blue. I do this all the time when I do cut creases like this, because I feel like with my limited eye space, the colors can kind of get lost. So I always try to reinforce them, because I don't have a lot of space to blend, so sometimes I overblend. And I don't have a lot of brushes that are teeny tiny, so sometimes I'm using brushes that maybe are a little bit too big to kind of get the blend going, so I feel like sometimes I'm losing the color. So if you have small eyes like me and you feel like you have to do this a bunch of times, don't feel like you're doing anything wrong. It's just how we have to deal with these kinds of things. And eye looks like these take a lot of patience, because you're dealing with a very varied color palette and it could kind of get overwhelming. One last time with the lavender. So now time for the easiest part. We're gonna cut out the crease. I'm using my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Chantilly, because it's the brightest color that I have and I feel like it helps to really make the colors pop. But use whatever concealer you are comfortable with, that is right next to you, that you use as your eye primer, like whatever you got. So I'm going to start at the end of the crease, like right here, because that's a little bit easier and it's better as a guide, and so that I'm distributing most of the product over here so that it's easier to blend out when I get to the actual crease, so that I'm not putting on too much product there. And it's hard when you have the tape here to kind of get the line that you want, because you could end up taking this off and then you have a 90-degree angle for your crease, and like that's not what we want. So take your time with this and try to make sure that you're doing the shape that you want. And now that I have less product, I'm going to go in the inner corner and then just kind of cut the crease how I would normally do it. Doing it slightly above my natural crease line, but not too much, because I like that we're kind of hiding the yellow on this side, and then it's kind of like a pop when you close your eyes. Whatever you want to do for your eye shape, go ahead. Alright, I have the shape that I want, but I don't have enough concealer on my brush to cover the rest of the lid, so I'm just going to put on a little bit more. And I'm just packing it on like this. Do they look even? So now we're going to move on for the shadows on the lid, and I'm going to be taking the yellow from 35B, and I'm going to be taking this brush. The name escapes me every time because it doesn't have a name, because there's no name on the handle, but it is from Crown. It's just like a flat brush, but it has like kind of a pointed tip, and it's also like good for blending out stuff too. You could use a flat brush for this. So I just put this down first, and you're putting this on wet concealer, not dry. Like this wasn't given enough time to dry, so it's wet, but like also don't like put translucent powder over it to set it. Just kind of let the color completely shine through. And that was just a quick application. And now I'm going to take this other flat brush, this one's from Sony Kashuk, and then I'm just going to take the white from the palette. I don't think I need to show you guys, but I'm just taking this and I'm placing this right here because it's a very lemony yellow. It's not a dandelion yellow, and I don't really have a lot of other yellows in my palettes that kind of are a little bit lighter than this. So instead I try to lighten it up with a bit of white, which is what I do with a lot of the colors in this palette if I need to. So I'm just placing this right where the yellow meets the axis color, just so that we have like a nice gradient and that it's not just like one like color, because I feel like this could look a little bit green. So instead it helps to like kind of brighten it up a little bit. So now with my Morphe M433, I'm going to take this orange right here and I'm just going to kind of sprinkle this on the lash line, just like this, and not really taking it too far up. Because I feel like when I would see the sunsets, and I know I told you guys this already, but I feel like it goes from like the darker colors right into lights because the sun is only extending so far out. So it's like really, really dark like at a certain point, and then all of a sudden it stops, and then you get like the lighter colors, and obviously you get like the reds and the pinks and the oranges like really close to the sun where it's setting. And then as it gradients up, it gets yellow, and then it's like kind of a greenish blue, and then it gets right into the dark colors. So that's how I see my sunsets usually. So I'm just kind of trying to, I guess, emulate that my eye is the sun, and then these orange hues are coming out, and then it turns yellow, and then all of a sudden it breaks into the greens and the blues and the purples. At least that's my reasoning for it. So now for a semi-challenging part. I didn't really have any problems with this, even though I thought I would. I'm going to take this small angled brush from e.l.f. and I usually do this for my eyebrows, but my other angled brush is like caked with eyeliner right now, so I figured I'd just use something else. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to dip into this navy shade, and I'm just going to kind of spray the brush with a little bit of setting mist. You could use whatever you want. This one is from e.l.f. It's not my favorite, and I don't like it for my face, so I try to like stick with the eyes for it. And I'm just going to kind of do eyeliner the way that I would normally do it. And for me, it's a lot easier for me to hold my face and hold the tape to get like that precise line, but do it however you feel it's going to help. And tailor this to your skill level. If you feel like you can't do a wing or a very precise wing, obviously you have the tape that's going to help you and guide you, but if you don't want to do this, you don't have to. You could just do a simple line of whatever dark eyeliner you have right at the base of the lashes. But the reason why I do this is because I feel like, once again, when I see sunsets, or at least on my commute when I see them, I will notice that the buildings and the trees and the forests, I will notice that they have kind of a blue cast to them, and they're right at the base of where the sun is setting too. So I see this blue cast, so I wanted to do like a winged liner that wasn't exactly black, because then it ties in all the other colors that we have up top. Okay, I think everything's as even as I can get it, and yeah, I think that it is time to take the tape off. Perfect, except for that little right angle that we have going on there. And now we have two sunsets. Now I'm going to go in for the lower lash line. I'm going to take a little bit of concealer. This is the one that I put on before my foundation, and I found that this like helps to kind of just complete the eye look without, you know, having the struggle of putting on concealer and figuring out like how you're gonna blend it out, because I don't blend too high up anyway when I blend out my other concealers. This one, obviously, I want to have it down just so that I have a clean base for all of the shadows to rest on. And this is the Crown C517 brush. I love this for blending out concealer. I've been using other brushes too lately from Real Techniques, and they're just as good, but I wanted to get more surface area with this concealer for this look, so I wanted to use a bigger brush, so this is helping out a little bit. And I'm not going to set it. And then I'm going to go in with my Essence Kajal pencil, and this is in the shade White. And I'm going to put this in the waterline, and I'm really going to pack it on there. This never irritates my eyes, but I always feel like I forget to blink, and then all of a sudden I'm like, so remember to blink when you do your eyeliner. Okay, so now I'm going to use a lot of the same brushes that I used up top, but I'm just going to clean them off. I always keep a makeup rag with me, and this is absolutely disgusting. I like to have this around just so that I could do like quick kind of color switching for broke bitches. I'm going to take this small precision brush from e.l.f. one more time, and I am going to go in with the red color. It's a little intimidating, and at first I was like, I don't know, this kind of looks like it makes me look sick, but it wound up like looking kind of nice. So I'm just going to go in with this red color, and I'm just going to smudge it like really close to the lash line all the way around, kind of meeting up with the eyeliner. And this doesn't come off as like 100% red. It has a little bit of a pink shift to it, especially when you mix it in with the concealer and also the white eyeliner that we have in the waterline. So it looks a little bit creepy now, but just blending it in with a lot of pinks like really helps. So I'm going to go in now with the same oval fluff / crease brush, and the side that I used to do the blue up top, I'm going to use that with this color right here. It's literally right next to the red, and it has a little bit of that pink peachiness to it, and I'm just going to softly blend this out. I'm doing it right over top that color, but I'm also kind of dragging it down because the brush is a little bit thicker anyway, so that's going to do it naturally. And the reason why I'm doing pinks is I feel like this is not typical to see with the sunset, at least unless it's raining or there's a storm or something like that, or, you know, we had a freak weather incident of some kind. I wanted to kind of represent like the fun sunsets that we're used to seeing, and also I feel like if you were to do this for Pride, you have that red going on and pink as well. I think pink is for sexuality, which is a very important color, obviously, so that's kind of why I'm doing that. So this literally was like not even a half hour ago, but I'm already forgetting what brushes and what colors I used. Okay. So I think I used this color right here with this Morphe M411 that I used for the purple color up top, and I blended that a little bit lower, and I kind of sort of not really took it out like that, not too much, clearly, as we can see. And I kind of just blended this into oblivion. This isn't the last color, but definitely was a color that I wanted to use to kind of soften the red tones because I didn't want to look like I was sick. Obviously when I don't have the rest of my makeup on, like anything that I do is going to make me look sick, but it kind of helps to get like all of those colors that could be problematic like out of the way. And finally I'm going to take this Real Techniques face shadow brush and I'm going to take this light pink right here. And I'm going to use that to blend everything together and lighten things up a little bit because I feel like, I felt this on the other side too, that it was a little bit too much. I'm probably going to add more pink here because I feel like this side looks a little bit more purple than the other side. Alright, just going to do the regular Hoola blue, curl my lashes, and I am going to be using the oldie Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara from L'Oreal. I just want to keep on using it before it expires because this is one of the best mascaras, especially for a look where you're going to do lashes, because it's not too crazy of a mascara where it's going to make your lashes difficult to work with when you're applying lashes, and also it just makes your lashes so dark that they blend in really well with the falsies. So I don't want to run out of it. Oh yes, I do have my eyelash curler now because if you didn't know, I kind of left it at home, but now I have it back because I visited. I needed to pick up like 80 pounds worth of clothes for my vacation, so it was kind of necessary to go. My lashes are still kind of drying from the mascara, but I'm just gonna go ahead and put in a little bit of black eyeliner. And I really need to sharpen this because the wood is fucking stabbing my eye and it hurts so bad, but I am really lazy and don't want to go get my sharpener. Didn't die. That's all that matters. So I finally did it. I started using the 203s from Ardell. If you didn't know, I used them in an Instagram video. Go give that a look-see and go give it a like if you want. I used a whole tutorial on it. But yeah, it was just time to open these up and like use them finally. I got these over a year ago and I still haven't opened them up. So I cut them, trimmed them. Where's my lash glue? Oh. Anyway. So now it's just making them like break into my eye pretty much. And I also wanted something big because it's not like I'm covering anything up with these because they're very piecey and 3D so that they have layers to it so that it's not crazy. But I also like that effect because it's like mimicking the shape of like trees and other buildings and stuff like that I wanted to mimic from, you know, actual sunsets. I just love these lashes and they're gonna look so good with like more glamour looks too. So I'm really excited about that. Instead of using the freaking 207s every 5 minutes and the wispies. Okay, I finally feel like the lashes are even and not gonna budge, hopefully. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and do the face makeup, even the lips, unfortunately. And then I will come back to kind of do like an inner corner highlight and all that because I'm not sure what I want to use yet. So stay tuned. Right, so outfit somewhat on, something that could go along with this. And my face makeup is done. Got some earrings on. Now I look like a real person. And I think I'm just going to use Beam from the Jaclyn Hill palette for the brow bone and whatnot. It's this color right here. I know, it's such a surprise, right? And I'm just gonna use whatever flat brush I have. I'll just use this one. We're gonna round out this look a little bit. And some people are like, oh, why do you need a brow bone highlight? But like, I always feel like it makes the rest of the eyeshadow pop. That's why I like to do it. And then I'm just gonna put a little bit on the inner corner. Or like a lot. I'm just going to use the reverse side of this brush to kind of blend out the brow bone highlight a little bit more. Because I feel like we did our eyeshadow so high up that I need to like balance it out a little bit. Alright, so that is the finished look. Please let me know if you redo this look for Pride. I've been liking doing more creative looks for you guys. I know that sometimes they're not as popular as my other looks. They're a little bit more wearable, but I kind of have just tried to push myself to have fun and be playful with makeup because that's always what I've wanted to do. And I hope it fits with the season, it fits with the month, and it fits for whatever events that might be going on in y'all's lives. So yeah, if you did like this look, then please give this video a thumbs up. And also, if you do like me and my content, then subscribe to my channel and also hit the notification bell. My past videos haven't been doing so well. I feel like I say that in every video, but they're just not doing as well as I'm used to, especially since my subscribers are growing, but my view count isn't growing. So I want to make sure that you guys see my content and are enjoying it. So if you're able to see my videos, please watch them and like them and try to spread them around so other people can see my looks and my content. And yeah, I also have all my other social media, and that will be at the end of this video, but it's also linked directly down below. I would appreciate it if you follow me on there, because then that way you guys will be a little bit more aware of when I'm posting. So I won't see you guys next week because I will be on vacation and the Wi-Fi won't be really good. Unfortunately, I don't think that I will be getting a video up. Yeah, if you don't see me next week, then I'm sorry, but I will be back very soon and try to post on a regular basis. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.